So how about this? New details have emerged on how Kawhi Leonard became a Clipper and not a Laker. The Athletic was told by someone involved in the process that, quote, when Magic started telling the media about the meeting he had with Kawhi and Dennis, that sealed the fate of the Lakers. That was when Dennis and Kawhi decided we can't trust the Lakers as an organization. The Clippers reportedly also looked into pairing Kawhi up with superstars, including Bradley Beal and James Harden, but neither was available, and they wound up making the surprise trade for Paul George. Shannon, what is your reaction to these details?
This is what I don't get. I mean, there's a lot of double talking here, Skip. On the one, they said Magic messed it up, but in this same article, Skip, it says elite players like Kawhi earned their stripes, and he was not going to be a guy that joined a so-called super team. One source close to the situation told Shams. Now, if the super team forms around him, there's nothing he can control. So in other words, Skip Bayless, I don't want to join a super team, but if you build one around me, a super team, I'm good with that. It's the old antiquated way of thinking. As long as teams put teams together, well, I ain't have no control over that. Well,
Plus, it takes the pressure off you.
Yeah. Make it seem like you're not controlling the situation. We know Kawhi held the Clippers' feet to the fire, saying because they didn't try to sign Paul George in the offseason. This came about because Kawhi says he wanted to play with another superstar. It's being reported. He reached out to KD. He reached out to Kyrie, Jimmy Butler. Now we're finding out. Call Daryl Morey. James Harden available? Is Bradley Beal available? Look, this notion that Kawhi didn't want to join a super team is all hogwash. He understands that in order to win in this league, he got luck. Look, for no other way around it. Kevin Durant's healthy. Klay Thompson healthy. We're having a different discussion. Kawhi's still sought after, but we're not. I mean, they make it seem like now all of a sudden he's a Mount Rushmore player. No.
Sound like me.
No, look, I think he's still the best two-way player in the game. He had an unbelievable run last year. But slow down this notion about Kawhi. And yes, Magic Johnson should have never told. And I don't know if they told Magic not to tell. I don't know what was given. But he didn't do them any favors. But my question is as simple as this, Skip. If you didn't want to join a super team, why are you even talking to the Lakers? Because LeBron and AD was already there. They were not going to have to add pieces. They were there. So why are you talking to the Lakers if you're uninterested in joining a super team? Unless you needed to throw that smoke screen out there to them to put that fire to the Clippers so you could get to your ultimate destination.
Some of that, and also you want to hold up the Lakers from going after anybody else who would have been available earlier in free agency. You want to keep them hanging on till the bitter end, and then you want to drop them on their heads.
Well, the Lakers had already given up. They didn't have anything else to give, Skip. We didn't have anything else to sell. They had basically...
You're we now, right?
No, I'm just saying the Lakers. The Lakers had given up everything to get AD. So they had no more pieces.
Yeah, but earlier in free agency, if they had just known flat out there's no way that guy's coming here, you could have pursued any B-level free agent.
You gonna pay $15 million for Terrence Ross?
Well, not Terrence Ross. You could go higher. You could go after Jimmy Butler. You could have. You could have.
We good.
Oh, you good now? It's easy for you to say in hindsight.
No, Skip. No. I made it abundantly clear. The max slot is available. You get Kawhi or you spend it wisely. That was simple. It wasn't no Jimmy. It wasn't Kawhi. It wasn't Kyrie. It wasn't Tobias Harris. It wasn't any of those other guys. You got a max slot. Yes, I would have loved to have Kawhi. But once he made his decision, I don't have a problem with that. But this notion about Kawhi didn't want to join a super team. Why are you talking, Skip? I don't want to live in Malibu, but all I'm looking is property in Malibu.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
Doesn't really.
Well, again, he did not want the spotlight heat of saying, I'm now on a team that is the maybe the biggest prohibitive favorite in the history of the NBA to win the championship. He wants no part of that.
Right.
And I also believe, which is not involved in this story, but I think he wanted no part of having to play in LeBron's shadow or to be the potential scapegoat for the quote-unquote GOAT that you call LeBron. And he just, the drama king that LeBron is, he wanted no part of that. He was zeroed in quietly on Clippers from day one.
So, but let me ask you a question. who does Kawhi, the fans, who do you think's going to think, how's Paul George on the Clippers? That's not a Lawrence Frank deal. That's you. That's at your feet, Kawhi.
Okay.
You and Uncle Dennis pull that off.
Yeah.
So in other words,
no, he made it clear to the Clippers, according to this article.
Yes.
Got to have a co-star.
Yes.
Not willing to sign and wait until next trade deadline for you to try to land somebody right here, right now, or the threat was, I'm going back to Toronto.
Right. So this notion about, not wanting to join the super team. And so who knows, Skip, maybe the advent, maybe it's just a dynamic duo now. Maybe that big three that what Kevin Durant, Clay, and Steph, maybe you won't get one of those in the near future. But maybe it's going to be the dynamic duos. And then you can put some auxiliary pieces around there, enough of those, and see what happens from there.
Okay, so the first line of this piece that caught my eye was this one about Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, the wealthiest man in the NBA. Steve Ballmer's competitiveness and willingness to spend any amount necessary to win originally caught number two's eye. I think more important, it caught Uncle Dennis's eye because Uncle Dennis wanted to get taken care of also, and he knew that the deepest pockets to be taken care of belonged to Steve Ballmer. And again, there are lots of little ways to circumvent the salary cap. I can do this for you. I can do this for you. I can take care of you, all kinds of things, all kinds of perks, all kinds of side deals can be made until finally number two's whole group says, wow, well, why wouldn't we all want to be there?
Uncle Dennis probably owns some real estate down in L.A. somewhere.
He well might. I don't know that for a fact, but
Nice piece of real estate.
That has been speculated by several people I know around the NBA because it's the equivalent of like a finder's fee. You know, like you deliver.
That used to be in baseball, right?
Okay, all right, there you go. So then we get to poor Magic Johnson, who had a tough run over the last, what's it been, about 3 months or so, because he did quit in a shock, an overnight shock, and he proceeded to just lay into his beloved Lakers. And he was so critical of the front office that it came off as just buffoonish. And I think that was the start of the downfall of your Lakers in this quest to land the Super Bowl.
I just don't know what Magic thought how was he helping, Skip? Knowing how private Kawhi is, what did he think he was going to help and say, they called me, and these were the questions that they asked?
Okay, I think Magic, who obviously has an ego like anybody else does, and was the #1 most beloved Laker, once he took such a social media beating, with all the criticism of why did you quit and why did you go after Pelinka and Genie in a way, that he saw an opening.
I'm gonna help us get Kawhi. I'm gonna be good again.
Then I can make it up.
Yes.
I can fix it.
Yeah, I can fix it. And I'm going to fix it by, I'm going to leak it to everybody. He wanted to talk to me on the phone. He and Uncle Dennis both wanted to talk to me.
Yes.
And once you leak that, according to all these quotes, because there's one front office executive who tells The Athletic, if you screw this up, you are done, you are out. That was the point made to everybody involved in the initial process. They didn't say that, but that was the message. It was basically, look, we would appreciate discretion, which means keep your effing mouth shut. And who was the first to blurt? The #1 most beloved Laker blurted.
What did he say, Skip? He wanted to get back to being Magic because he liked to tweet. He liked to talk. And you were in it. But see, and that was the problem. He didn't see himself in an executive position anymore, no longer affiliated with a team. He thought he was just a normal guy that guys wanted. Because remember, Skip, he wanted, Ben Simmons wanted to train with him, and the NBA is like, no. You can't do it in your current capacity. Now, if you were to leave that capacity, and Ben Simmons wants to work out with you, so Magic is not looking at it like, I'm an exec. I mean, they called me. I should be able to talk about anything. Bro, actually, you are an extension of the Lakers. You might be the greatest extension of the Lakers. I just don't understand what he thought he was going to help by leaking that information. But this notion, but also
help himself.
But also this notion that Kawhi, he didn't want to join a super team. But his first meeting was with who, Skip? The Lakers, who already had AD and LeBron in place. But again, he said, I don't want to join a super team, but if y'all put one around me, You know what I'm saying, Skip? Hey, I didn't build this fence. But if you put the fence around my house, okay, I guess I can, I can live with it. Kawhi need to stop.
Number 2 needs to stop. I've been saying that. You finally flipped around to my side. You see the light. You see what really happened because
he's sneaky now.
He and his uncle bamboozled everybody, including the Lakers.
Well, I'm starting to see he's sneaky, Jenny. He got padded feet like a cat. Yeah, he reels.
Doesn't say much.
Yeah.
He's up to something.
Them the ones you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Damn, you had it. They don't say you up to something.
But now they own the NBA, which is why they were front and center at the Pacquiao fight the other night. That was their coming out party to flex and flaunt and say, we got you.
That was my grandma used to tell me, said, boy, you real quiet. What you up to?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Dennis wanted to make sure you knew he was there.
He did.
He rolled up on you, Skip.
He rolled up on me. I looked up, and boy, you want to talk about well-dressed.
Really?
3-piece tie. He had a tie.
Yeah.
He is a distinguished-looking.
I mean, after you deliver the package, you get taken care of.
I'm saying.
You get one of them bundles.
Ooh.
A lot of those going around lately. We're switching gears to Baker Mayfield. Is he the next Brett Favre?
Yep.
We'll discuss all that next.